Okay, good morning, traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap, and we'll be going through live order flow analysis and understand the participants in the auction process. Order flow can offer an edge. That's why we're here. That's why we're looking at live analysis, because we can read that edge not only in the current market with Bookmap, but also the historical market. Because we record all that order flow data and plot it on the chart historically as well. That's a big edge, because when you come back to a certain area, you'll see what that order flow was like previously. All right, so general disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so we will have the onboarding webinar for everybody. We do this every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, good to be back. I'm still a little under the weather, to be honest, but much better. Rested up a lot over the weekend. Anyway, yeah, thank you for that. I'm just going to paste the link to the onboarding webinar if anyone wants to attend that. Over in YouTube as well. So this is for people that are new to Bookmap and they want to understand well, how to use it, how to download it, install it, add data to it, add a data subscription. You will need to bring data or subscribe to data. Okay, so we connect to many different data providers out there. Right, so anyway, the yeah, here's the onboarding webinar, and hope to see you there on Tuesday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, if you have any questions, and we can get you up and running. All right, happy Monday, Shark. Excellent. All right, so let's jump in. Let's take a look here. What's happening? It is rollover. In fact, let's take a look at the data here. Just so you guys know, I mean, I know everyone over in Discord knows this, but it's just a very simple thing that I do to find out about rollover and when I want to roll to the next contract. Okay, the stock indexes, the currency futures, the interest rate products, these are all quarterly rolls. So this is becoming end of the quarter, so people roll from one contract to the next. And a lot of times during that rollover period, it's kind of hard to read the order flow because the participants in the auction are not, it's not normal. They're doing, their activity is different because of their rolling from one contract to the next. Anyway, you can see I just do a quick search here in Google, CME volume ES, and then that will lead me to the tab here from the CME to the the volume and open interest here. Okay, and that's what I want. So now you can see the CME is already rolled. They're telling us that, you know, you should be looking at the ESM contract. M stands for June. If you didn't know. All right, so anyway, the data is still good on the March contract. In fact, I have it up. We can take a look at it, but I'm looking at the M now, and I typically don't, to be honest. I typically look and I wait until the volumes roll over. And if we scroll down a little bit, this is what is telling to me. The March contract here, the total volume, you can see, and total open interest over here. And you see the change as well. So you see that you know, there's more rolling to the new contract, but the total volume in here is a lot less. So still, this is much more highly traded at the moment. The March contract, as you can see here, which is the H contract. If you need that guide on you know, the symbols and what they mean in here, you can go to bookmap.com, or in the app here, you can go to bookmap.com as well, and you can just click on symbols, and that'll bring up the symbols guide here, and you see the month codes. Okay, so June is M. For all the stock indexes, you will need to roll to the M contract. All right, so that's for the Russell, that's for the YM, or the mini Dow, the mini Russell, also for the micro, and the ES and the NQ. All right, there you go. Yeah, you had Friday's volume here, Alois. So yeah, you can see the June contract is just starting to pick up here. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's the rollover, and it's kind of up to you too, like what you want to trade, like what's more liquid, what's not. You know, do you want to trade old open interest or new open interest? You know, I don't know. There will be a change in price though, and you'll see that here. Like if I go to the H contract here, we're at 56.60, right? So this is a weird period. Okay, if I go to the M contract now, this because it's the upcoming contract here, we see it's at 57.15. Okay, so it is the futures contract, or in the future here. So it's typically this is correct. You know, of it being a higher price. There's more time value in it. I don't know. I won't get into all of that. Just note the price difference, and note your higher time frame software as well. So if I'm looking at here and this is Rhythmic. Rhythmic Pro Trader, or I'm sorry, Trader Pro here. I'm using the continuous contract, the ES here, which is showing right now the data for the H contract. Okay, so this will roll and it will change, and the price will be updated, but it's not right now. Okay, anyway. Some details there, just so you don't get confused on some of this stuff. Here, clear some of this data in here, and we'll kind of get a clean chart here. On a minute. Okay. And let's get rid of our break even. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so I've got both contracts open here, and I've got the Trader Map Pro also for the M contract, June. All right, well, let's dive in and let's see what's going on for the week here. What have we got coming up? So we have the FOMC. It's a big one. It's the quarterly on Wednesday. You know, the markets are probably going to be volatile back and forth. We had retail, or core and retail sales this morning, kind of in line with expectations, but looks like the core is, at least. The FOMC on Wednesday, so that's going to be the big event, and that's at 2 p.m. In the afternoon. So look for the fireworks then. And we'll see what the outcome is for that. Let's see, what else are we looking at here in terms of news? I mean, we know what's going on in terms of geopolitical, as well as these tariffs and other kind of domestic, or it's basically international events as well, with the trade tariffs, etc. Let's see, what else? Yeah, let's take a look at the bigger picture fundamentals. You can see this is a really nice pattern in here. I was able to grab some of this on the way up in here. Very, very strong move to the upside here, right after the data here for retail sales. But let's take a look at the bigger picture technically. Now, I can zoom out in this version of Bookmap, and I believe this is going to show the, now, okay, not this one. I got to go back to this one. Hold on. This is the continuous contract here. So it doesn't say the continuous contract. We're still working on it, so we're getting there. But you can zoom out years here, right, in Bookmap. This is amazing. This will be beta pretty soon. Right now it's alpha and not available for you guys. But I continue to demo it in here because it has tremendous value for us. We can look at the order flow on the higher time frames in here, which is amazing. And let's zoom in and see what's going on here over recent weeks. In between every dashed white line in here, or dashed line in here, is a week. There's a week of data in here. Okay, so we're divvying it up by the weeks in here, and starting to understand what's going on. Okay, now this is looking pretty good in here. We'll have to jump over to the candlestick, but you know, I'm a little kind of, I find it odd that we are turning around at this point here. I didn't really see anything in the chart that looked good to me for seeing this turnaround, except for that we've hit about, you know, 10, just gone over 10%, you know, downturn. So that has led to the a correction. That's a market correction. So after that, now we're starting to see some buyers come back in. Right, so they're buying after it has made a correction. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but bigger picture here. Let's just take a look in the candlestick chart here, and just looking at you know, Rhythmic R Trader Pro. Yeah, this kind of area in here, I was kind of looking for the swing down to here, around this 54.10, 54.05, or 54, basically 5400. Instead, you can see that you know, we had some wicks in here some days on the way down here, these big down days, and then we closed here, and this is, you know, clearly bullish, that on Friday, and we didn't have the webinar Friday, but we closed above all of the previous swing in here. That's pretty big. That's why I think we're also starting to see some of the buying today, yeah, anyway, along with the corrections, that correction, and we're just trading up to this kind of well, on this contract, the 56.71 area here. Okay, and I was looking for a bit of a pullback around there. There's also the swing right in here, as you guys can see. Let me bring up the pen tool. Okay, it's this little swing here, and then this swing here. So that's why I was kind of looking at this and thinking, well, I want to trade it up to about that level, and I will take some profits, and I'll take a look from there. Okay. Good morning. Trading is life. Thank you for the yeah, feeling better. Still a little kind of under the weather, but like much better. So rested up over the weekend. All right. So anyway, that's what I've been seeing so far on the higher time frame, though. Where else could we go? Well, maybe up into this. You know, maybe all the way up to like 5,800 up in this area here. If we get a strong reaction out of these areas here, that would be back up to, wow, that's pretty high. That'd be way up here. Yeah, that's a little lofty. Probably here, if we take a look here, if I draw a line across all of these areas here, this might not be a bad area. Technically for a retest as well. All right, so that would be on the H contract, that would be 57.25 or so. Okay, and that might be possible. Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's jump over to the M contract in the Trader Map Pro version, and let's see what's going on. Okay, and let's get rid of the strength indicator. Okay. All right. Let's see, any markets in particular you guys want to look at? Let me know. This is the All Markets webinar, so we can look at something else if you want. But anyway, let's just take a look at what's going on in here and the price action, and look at this big picture pattern in here. Looking pretty good. You know, I mean, this has turned into quite a big range at the moment. But if we take a look at the cumulative volume delta, and we look at the structure in here, yeah, we could get a breakout. We start to build maybe a bit more volume to the upside here. So let's put some structure on this, and maybe this turns into kind of a bigger wedge type of pattern. And let's see if we can get maybe a breakout above our 57.25 here. So here we go. Here come some buyers here right now. Let's take a look and see if we get maybe a bit of a pullback and then a retest back up to 25. Okay, and we can turn on our chart. Right. So yeah, maybe okay. So getting a pullback here, and let's see if we get some buying interest coming back in. Right, seems to be there. Okay, I want to see the buyers maybe get above this little area right here at 57.20, and I want it to be distinct. Okay, so we're staying away from the chop at the moment, and we're looking for some buyers up in here. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can get a push up to the 25 level up here. Now, this is just to kind of demo some of the ideas in here. This is not a trading room whatsoever. And we're just going through order flow, and then we want to add into the order flow the trade management. Okay, why are we looking at these things, and then how to consider using the order flow to manage these positions. So for example, right now I'm in front of this high liquidity at 57.25. Okay, so that's where I'm going to take some off, and maybe I can get a bigger runner out of it. But that's where I'm willing to take a risk here, looking for these buyers to try to push it up here above. Okay, so and they should do it right now. If they don't, then I just may exit. So you can see some exhaustion up in here right now. Now the buyers come back and retest, and there's some buying there. Okay, so let's see if we can get it again. If we don't, then we'll just exit the position. Okay, because I'm looking for this to work. We saw the buyers come in, we saw this move down below, and we saw the buyers come in here, and they did push it up. Okay, now we're looking for continuation. If the buyers don't come in, we start to see sellers curl back in here, we are out. And we'll see here. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we should have gotten out earlier. After that, we might as well wait for a bit of a pullback again. Back to here. All right. I'm going to exit one right there. So we'll still hold one here. This might be a flush through, and we might get our buyers back in, and we may add to it now. I should have had a stop in here on that one, and just been stopped out on that. That's what the danger is in here. Also the danger for slippage on that. You know, I probably would have been slipped and probably would have been filled down here anyway. Again, this is not trade recommendation. and we're just going through order flow and then looking at areas in here within the order flow that might make sense, and then managing those positions. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so we're getting buyers again back up here. Let's see if we can get a bit more. Oh. Okay, another retest. Let's see if we get it this time. Okay, looking a little bit better. Can we get some follow through? I think so. We'll add another one in here, and let's see if we can get our follow through now. And they're still buying up here. Okay, it is a lower high. That's not good. I'd like to see the buying up here, actually. Okay, some heavy selling coming in. It's still back and forth in here. Okay, retest back here. Very odd kind of, we'll cover this in just a second here. Let's see if we can get up and take some off right up at our kind of the top of the range here. But some odd volume in here, and some real back and forth in here. Okay, our bigger picture would be this wedge in here. That's what we were kind of originally looking for, but that looks like it might play out still if you can hit this at our technical level and we get our buyers here. No. All right, so that broke, and I'm actually still kind of hanging in there, looking to see if we can get back up above here. These kinds of flush throughs like this happen, as you guys know, a lot during these volatile periods. Okay, so we can still get back up above here and look for that that move higher here. That will probably be pretty massive stop run. Now it's kind of clear for the buyers if we get them interested here, because we know there was some interest, and you know, we've seen it in here. You can see the cumulative volume delta as well. Okay, this guy has now pulled that liquidity up here as well. Maybe we can even go a little bit higher here. Bitcoin, you want to take a look at Bitcoin, Duzman? Sure, we can do that. Let's give this a minute here and see if we can get some follow through. It's not looking good. And what about our technical level here? So so it's around this kind of 73-ish, 22-ish, I guess, on 24-ish on this chart. Okay, so high liquidity just traded here, and this is turned into another range in here. But another potential trading range in here. Mean reversion. Yeah, I mean, I'm still like, I don't know why I'm like still kind of holding on to this idea here. There was a lot of buying in here, and it looked like it was ready to at least kind of flush through here, and it flushed to the downside. And I'm still just kind of wondering if we can capture a lot of sellers in here and come back up. It's not looking good though at all. And let's see. Okay, so this is it here. Gotta get those buyers in here now. No, it's just not there, not showing up. Okay, back to 57.05 now. Actually, back down into this low volume node in here. Boy, this is some really horrific management. Sorry, guys. I wanted to show good management. This is not. But still, like, let's see if this is our last hold in here. Maybe a bounce around this around the figure or so, and back up into the range in here. I mean, a lot traded up here. So let's see if we can. It would be kind of a mean reversion or a move back up into more traded level here. So this exploration to the downside, maybe this is low enough now to find those buyers and come back up. Yeah, let's take a look here. And then if not, we'll exit and then go look at some of the crypto markets. Okay. Yeah, volume being pulled around 10:30. Well, things change, roughly after the kind of morning momentum. We usually do get some sort of shift around 10:30 or so. Yeah, I'm still what I'm kind of hanging in there for is this strength in here that we covered on the daily, right? So this move on Friday and then the move back up. Now this was a good area to take some profit, which I did, I think, on this. Was it this? Yeah, it was on this chart here, not the Trader Map Pro version. Anyway, some good management on that one, some pretty horrific management here. Let's just see though if you can see the selling coming back in here, but we're above it. So now we can kind of slingshot maybe back up into this area here. Okay, it's hard to kind of believe or swallow here that this is some good momentum here. And we're above it here. I'm looking for that kind of retest back up here. And maybe we can get back up into, like I said earlier, maybe around this next swing up here. technically. I don't know what price level that is on the M contract. No, there is a lot of it's absolutely true. I mean, we've seen a lot during this webinar that the uh, around 10 o'clock we start at 10, and usually that's kind of typically that's kind of the end of the the morning run, and things start to kind of turn around and shift, and that's about right. 10:30 to 11 or so, and then things they kind of start to after the European close, which is 11:30, but not this week or next week because of the time difference, and then things start to kind of go back into maybe a trending environment a lot of times. Okay, so that volatility after the initial move in the morning. If you guys trade like the opening range breakout, we can take a look at that. What does that opening range breakout trade look like in here? So it's huge, huge range from here to here, and it has not broken any of the range yet. So this is an interesting one here, just in front of the figure 02, 03 down here, the pull away, and then this chop in here. So if we start to see some sellers back down at this lower edge here at 07, I think not only will we exit, we will reverse. Right? Look at the volume in here. Now it could be a nice trap if we could get back up above here with buyers. All these sellers have it wrong, and it could really slingshot us back up here. But right now it's not looking good technically. I mean, look at we're slightly lower highs in here, and we're seeing a lot of selling in here. Look at the cumulative volume delta. Look at the bottom edge in here. So yeah, we could look to even just use the reverse button here, and then look for the move back down into the figure here. But we'll keep an eye on this here, right here at this area here. Yeah, let's do it. And in fact, I'm going to add a couple more to it, and we're going to look for the flush through into the figure here. All right. So let's see if we can get those sellers in here. This was looking pretty good in here. It totally failed on the well, the buyers failed. The selling looks pretty good in here for this continuation move. No way. I don't believe it. That's it, really? We're gonna get caught. We're gonna get caught in this. no, this was looking really nice in here for this this move to the downside and at least hit the figure here. But it is not. We're going to get caught up in a real big squeeze here then. Yeah. Well, we'll give it another to see if it just goes above this little range in here and then sellers come in or not. Yeah, we're getting squeezed. We're getting annihilated here. All right, we're going to exit that, and we're just going to take a step back here and reevaluate. Our original idea is starting to maybe pan out. It looked very good to at least hit the figure here at 5,700, a little bit below it. Typically, we see the move, and then we see the buying come back in like this. This we don't. I don't know. I don't see it as much to see that buying come in before the figure like that. It usually trades into this area here, and then we see it. So that was my thought on it, and this one didn't work out. All right, so let's jump over. We'll look at crypto for the. I guess we'll look at Bitcoin, and this is the multi-book product. Okay, we'll look at tick size of 20. That's fine. Okay. Let's go back to crypto. All right, so let's see here if we've got data yet. Yeah, crypto's looking very whippy as well. I mean, yeah, that's actually something I wanted to cover in the ES, and it was going to relate to how it looks like in crypto. It is these kinds of moves like this, and then it tapers off at the top edge. Now this one's not so bad actually, but you get these whippy moves like this, and really strong buying, and then it really tapers off all the way back up, and then sellers take it, and then they take it all the way back down and do something the exact same thing on the other side of the range, and then the back and forth like this, and it's just you can see our liquidation indicator in here. People are getting liquidated, and or accounts are being liquidated in here, and that's the kind of action that unfolds a lot in crypto until some sort of direction comes into it, and then it moves extremely quickly. That is what has been my experience in the order flow. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit here. Well, in this move here in the crypto or in Bitcoin, you can see who's in control here? Pretty easily. Sellers remain in control below this area. Okay, it's this selling in here, driving that market lower on some pretty heavy selling. And we've chopped around in that whole area since. Okay, so if we do get enough buyers back up above, right around here, 84,500, then we have the potential to maybe break the range and maybe come back up into about 88,100 or so. But yeah, as it is right now, that's what I see so far, and it looks very, very choppy as well. All right. So any stocks that any of you want to take a look at, or we can also look at the NASDAQ. But NASDAQ does not have much liquidity in it at all. All right, let's take a look back at R. Yeah, this was wicked. This was quite wicked. This was really looking great. We did get the test of the bottom edge here, but boy, this with that amount of sell volume in here and this little pattern in here, it looked great to at least hit the figure here, and it didn't. And then now the buyers are back in here, and we might get our original idea, our original breakout in here. This is not typical. If we get this kind of move down, it usually comes right back up, trades up here, and then breaks out. Instead, we really had it come all the way back down to the bottom of the range in here, and now it's back up into the range. All right, guys, let's take this idea again about now this is on a much smaller time frame, but see how the sellers drove price back down here, and now it creates this trading range in here. Same on the upside too. I mean, we're in kind of a back and forth environment here. If we can get back up here, we should see more buyers be able to take it higher. There's more buying pressure in here. And that's what originally got us involved with that whole idea to looking for the breakout here. Yeah, and well, let's see if we can get the follow through here this time. Okay. So we're above it, just not a whole lot of buying here yet. Well, it's funny. I mean, even this move here, it's looking pretty good just to hit this '09 liquidity here, and cannot, or this 5710 liquidity here. Did not get it. Yeah, very, very choppy, J weave. I mean, this still looks good to me. It just it didn't pan out. And then if this is going to break, I'm looking for a bigger break and maybe come back down to where it broke out from. Uh, this kind of move in here, and that failed too. Couldn't even hit the high liquidity here, which is that was surprising, like I mentioned. But yeah, let's read the order flow in here. Again, this is kind of similar. Here's some exhaustion, a lower high, and now selling coming in. So now can sellers, I mean, we'd be looking in here, we'd be looking for this to continue. Now, we don't know. We see the exhaustion here, selling coming in, and kind of at the bottom of the range in here. So I would look for the sellers to drop this into and maybe trade into and maybe through this 10 level here, just due to the lack of activity up here on the buy side and the strong selling in here. So continuation, at least test the high liquidity. Okay, so that did pan out. Maybe we'll continue on and hit the figure here. Okay, we really need to see quite a bit of selling. But see how these moves are like they're interesting here. Like even like looking for kind of a low volume pullback into here by the buy side to roll over and continue on. It's not happening. We're getting buyers back up above the sellers, and potential move back up to here maybe at 15 now. No, okay, sellers are starting to come back in. It's like, or at least price actions dropping. Okay, there's sellers. Okay. And the moment there's sellers in here, like it immediately, price is immediately moving right back up above them here. All right, well, I'm going to do it just technically in here to trade from this kind of continuation and wedge in here, and then looking for the move lower here. Already immediately, yeah, it's not working out. Okay, we'll give it one more shot here. No, unbelievable, unbelievable. That was looking pretty good as well. I mean, we had a lot of things going for us here on that, right? And it fails. So Yeah, I just don't have a feel for the order flow today. What we do know when we see these types of things is that continuation, and we're not getting it. This is like a reversal pattern in here, and this would be your first leg, and your second leg would be breaking here and moving on down. We even see the the shift and change here from buy side to sell side. Okay, so everything looks pretty good in here. And now we're getting the retest back again, and we should get the follow through to the downside. Yeah, starting to. Tough read on my side. Even this cluster in here had pulled away back in the range. So the no follow through on their side either. Okay, so it's really the very high probability is going to hit the 57 figure here and trade through it, I think. But we'll see here. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. We've got we almost came back down before, and we had more sellers in here. We got caught up in that a little bit, and then I'm just would really look for these sellers to hit into that liquidity here, and they have failed so far. Okay. We go again. Let's see if they go for it here. Should be hitting that. $175 contracts down here. Should be able to hit it. There's enough selling interest. And again, like, yeah, somewhere right around in here. Right, there's some exhaustion. Now we need a little bit of selling here. That would be it. That would be it. We'd look for that to there. Boy, if we can't get that, then we're done for the day. Boy, it should hit it. I mean, it should hit that liquidity. We'll go right at the liquidity level. It's a crazy day. You know, a lot of this has to may have to do also with rollover period. This kind of price action. A lot of traders will not trade during rollover period. So maybe I should have a lot lowered expectations in here. It just doesn't make sense. Some of the things we're looking for, I would look for them again and again, and I wouldn't have done anything different right here. And some of the other ones in as well in here. Now that was some bad management here. At least that one unfolded. So 5,700 did transact there. But yeah, this one as well was looking pretty good. It just did not work out. And then this one was shocking in here that did not work out. But anyway, yeah. So the way I like to handle stuff like this is to walk away. Yeah, Stephen, like what you're talking about. He says, Charles just sings the chop so choppy, so choppy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's just it's very typical in rollover. I think I know FT71 for example as for years said I just don't trade during rollover period. And others as well. And it can be very, very frustrating. You're looking for what you know works for you, and then it just doesn't. And we've been running into that here today. Funny thing is like it kind of does work out, but it really trades to the other side before it may come back um, and then work out. Like this working out now makes sense after trading to the figure, right? So let's see if we can. Now we're going to try to ride that momentum here if we can. Okay, so that would be a bunch of buying in here. Look for the next barrage of buying right here, and continue on up, and maybe get back out at our original. No, our original level is up here around 25. Okay, so we're gonna look for momentum in here and see if we can get it, right? Because we saw it earlier, and then now they're telling us something. Okay, buyers are telling us something. So now we're looking for continuation, right? And we can, boy, I'll just leave it on as one. But the way that things have been so choppy. And there's high liquidity here at 10 now, which was our previous level right here. So the order book has flipped from bid to offer there. Yeah, we're going to flatten this. Short-lived. So what did we saw it. You can kind of see it in here a little bit, like that kind of tapered edge on the. In fact, we'll have to add in a column here. This is what I mean in here. Well, it's not quite tapered in here. It is on the SVP, but not the CVP, chart range volume profile. But selling dries up. Okay. Well, actually, maybe it does. Let's see here. No, not really. It's pretty consistent in the column here. Some of these moves though where you start to see it working, and I can't recall where it was, but it did it in real time, and we saw the buying coming in, and then it was pretty strong, and then maybe it just tapered out on the way back up. Maybe it was here. I can't recall. But that's not for the continuation pattern. That's not what we're looking for. Continuation pattern is strong buying all the way through at the top edge as well. A low volume pullback, and that's why I got involved in here. It was a little less volume in here, but some strong volume in here, and then a pull away in here. You know, buyers are telling me at least that they're interested in taking this higher, and then it just totally fails in here, and even right below where that buying came in, right in here. Right, this is extremely choppy. And this kind of action is what we're seeing in crypto markets as well right now. Anyone do any spread trading? Especially during rollover? No? Okay. Well, no, it could be options, but no, I'm talking about like from a calendar spread in futures, Stephen, front month, back month type of stuff. Anyway, I'll have more info on that very soon. As you guys know, our multi-book product. Well, our multi-book product here, for example, we've had it for a long time in crypto. Like right now, we're looking at BTC USDT, but we're like actually looking at 3 different instruments here from different exchanges. It's pretty simple to understand, Stephen. It's not rocket science whatsoever. It just sounds like it's complex. But you know, here we're looking at Binance Futures, Bybit, and OKEX, all within one instrument here. So it's a synthetic instrument. You can't get this outside of Bookmap. And some of the data providers like Rhythmic and others, CQG especially, they offer some of these synthetic instruments that you can trade right away with your broker. So, you know, the 10-year, 2-year, you know, kind of interest rate spread, or the crack oil spread, or, you know, some of these other products that, yeah, you can get within one instrument as a synthetic, and then trade that, right? So anyway, it's a great way to kind of reduce some risk, and I'll have much more information for you guys about that soon, in being able to trade from that chart, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, looking forward to it. And then we'll have some content. Now it'll take a couple weeks in here, but I do want to mention it to you guys. So any spread traders out there, you know, this is upcoming. It's coming soon. Yeah, we've got some really interesting developments coming soon. This one especially, like, I can't wait. This higher time frame, being able to look at like weeks or months or even years of data within Bookmap. Okay. So even on this chart in here, this still it's hanging in there. Has this potential here. This is the breakout from this area in here. Let's just dim the heat map a little bit here. Okay, so this was Friday here, and we're back up above and tested above this level, and Here's our swing, right? That's where we're kind of looking at for taking some profit, or maybe it was this swing here. But we're back up above it. So yeah, maybe up to about here, 77-ish, or maybe even to where it kind of dropped from in here. Why don't we just go with 5,700? And now that's on the H contract. So what would that be on our M contract? That would be yeah, it's about 50 points higher or so. Yeah, so right around here, around 28, and then up here around 60 or so. Yeah, exactly, Alois. These are some very classic trades, and you can really have some reduced risk with them. Your broker also, your margins can be less depending on your trade. There's just a lot less risk. Okay, higher time frame in here. Let's just take a look at this here, and this will include some of Friday's data in here. Let's not do that. The overnight. Yeah, no, this is what broke earlier. Okay. Possible though, even where we're at right around now, that either here or here, kind of a zone, could still see some buying come back in. Doesn't look good at the moment, that's for sure. Yeah, it looks like it wants to break and hit down into this area of liquidity around 56.90. Yeah, caveman, it is pretty cool to be able to do all that, and it's not sophisticated. You know, it just sounds like it. You're just you know trading one product against another. I mean, if you're trading like a euro dollar, basically that's a pairs trade right there. Yeah, anyway, we'll show some more of that in the upcoming weeks here, probably in early April, to be honest. All right, guys, should we go for this flag in here? Take a look for it. It looks good. I'll have to jump over to this one. It's kind of late to get in. But trade up to about 10 here. Okay, this is a small little flag in here. Up, consolidation, and then move up again. And looking for a measured move up into about this 10 level here. All right, if we get down below it, we're just out. We'll go over some takeaways from today. Come on. Can't get any follow through. No, okay, it's not worth it. All right, so let's go back. Let's a few takeaways from today, from my point of view. Taking a look at this in here, had the momentum move here, very strong move to the upside. We had our pullback, and we still had quite a bit of buying up in here, and then we're looking for this to this consolidation in here to hold, trade back up here, and then break out. And it failed, and failed pretty hard. Now, takeaway on this is like, all right, number one is know the environment you're trading in. This is during the rollover period, and you know, that makes these kinds of moves in here not as meaningful. And that's quite typical during this period until everything kind of gets worked out, and you know, back on track with normal kind of order flow. And then so that's one thing. Next thing is risk management. Just get out. It's not working. Just get out. And you know, instead of like, well, you know, trade back down in here. How many times have we been in it where it will trade back down to the bottom of a range and come back up and trade back into this area where it traded a lot before? So we'd look for that again. But what if it doesn't? Well, you know, then you can really hurt yourself. So especially in this environment, if you're going to scalp and you're only looking for very little, or just don't trade. If you are looking for bigger moves to pan out, that is less likely. Okay? And I was due to this move here at the cash open here. That's how we covered it today, looking at the daily and from Friday, the close above, and then this pretty nice candle here on the daily as well. And it's just been really choppy within that area. All right, so takeaways on that is yeah, if you're going to trade during this rollover period, know the rollover period, scalp, don't look for the bigger moves, get out immediately, and or just watch the price action and kind of you know, work on your setups and your playbook. Okay, because it can be a frustrating period during rollover like this. Okay, we also have FOMC coming up, and that also is another reason for a lot of chop right before FOMC on Wednesday. Okay, so anyway, a few different thoughts. We'll end it on that, guys, and we'll come back tomorrow though with some of these changes in mind, and readdress the markets at that point. Okay, so thanks for coming, everybody, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Okay, yeah, take care, everyone. Bye bye.